This is a personal upload with regard to developments in the circumstances regarding the wrongdoings I've been experiencing and the wrongdoings that my child has experienced in a community where my family have contributed very positively for many generations. So there are new contributions to society that haven't been exactly helpful or productive and that have been quite disruptive, and they have disrespected the ancestry heritage of this county in their assertions, assumptions and offences. So this upload is with regard to the wrongdoings and the incidents of offence that my child and I have experienced. My heritage is a combination of Russian, French and Spanish, and it's also of the United Kingdom also. I have a very rich bloodline, and this is to establish a very simple fact that as a very qualified professional and as a recovery of advocate of the fellowship, and that has worked for sanity and sobriety, that has worked for women and children's rights. This is just to highlight, I suppose, not so much as establish, but to highlight that there are individuals in a community that are of very dangerous assertions regarding my personal and private life that they have no actual involvement or participation in. I live on my own. I've stipulated this umpteenth times, and there are still parasites in this matter that are of very serious allegations that they have no substance to, that they have no factual interactions or engagement with, that are actually very guilty of very dangerous offences and wrongdoings, and are of very dangerous debts that they owe for the past 15 years. So as I've mentioned, as a recovery advocate, I have been rewarded in many ways for my progress and developments in society. And as I've also mentioned, there are individuals that are guilty of offences against faith, religion and thought processes that are still to this day of fallacies and spurious nonsense that are quite offensive to the heritage of the kingdom. So the individuals that are offending my faith and family, my royal heritage and my property and my family are of a disservice and are of very dangerous defamation with regard to their nonsense. And they have already, to this date, for the past 3 to 4 years, been very guilty of a very collectively orchestrated vendetta of spiritual treasonous violence that my child has severely suffered from as a consequence. So this is to highlight that the incidents of 2021 with respect for the offences since 2016 and the over preoccupation of very guilty culprits in a community, not working for evolution but for debasement, denigration and disrespect to progress, have been of my work thieves. They've been thieves of my work, and they have been imposing on a matter that they have no courtesy or sensibility with regard to where they are imposing. So the people that are speaking out of place and trying to wrangle out of the damages that they've caused to a royal bloodline, I would appreciate the relevant bodies addressing these people's offences since 2016. And this regards the matter of artificial progress and spiritual violence and individuals trespassing into a personal space and property of my farm holdings, of my marriage and ancestry, that individuals have been very preoccupied with, since unlawfully separating my beautiful child from me. So I'd appreciate everyone being reality based. I'd appreciate everyone being factual, and I'd appreciate the proper processes and procedures being addressed accordingly, rather than fallacies and superficiality and nonsense being accommodated. It's very insulting to the heritage of my county and my ancestry. And as regards my matrimony and my family unit and my ancestral property of my matrimony also, I'd appreciate the Honourable Government addressing the wrongdoings I'm unjustifiably, unnecessarily and unduly experiencing due to individuals of acquisition that have no part to play in any of this situation. So the individuals that have been of spiritual violence since 2016, I'd appreciate them being conscious of their offences and the repercussions that they've already caused for the past 3 years, and I'd appreciate the issue of sanity and sobriety being respected, and people that have been imposing comprehending the importance of boundaries and limitations and the dangers of spurious, unsubstantiated allegations with consideration for the harms that these culprits have caused to my beautiful child and I. So as a sacred royal, as a humanitarian, as a recovery advocate, as a teacher, educator, creative artist, as a married mother, property owner, photographer, etc., I'd appreciate everyone being very conscious of the nonsense that has been caused due to these people of acquisitions that they have no entitlement to.